That goes straight into your eye.
Not straight, but.
Alright, so that was me cutting my hair. I think I did pretty well, except for the part that I shaved off a little too much on this side, but it'll grow back, and it's not like I'm going to be going out anyways for anybody to see me. But hi, welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be the first installment of a new video series that I want to try doing, and it seems like I'm always starting new video series, but it just, with this whole Rona thing that happened, you know, gotta adapt, right? Moving on, welcome to Quarantine Talks, or Quarantine Talks. I don't know what I'm gonna title it yet. It'll be in the works, whatever it is. What I wanna do with this series is I wanna make it a little more intimate, something a little bit more between me and you guys, and just so we can talk and kind of do things together. And it's just a little more one-on-one personal thing, almost as if like, if you're kind of like me, you kind of need a little bit of social interaction. You just kind of need to find someone that is very similar to you and just kind of like have fun and talk with, right? And I can't really hang out with them, and my best friend's an asshole and never talks to me, so hard call out. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is if you need someone to talk to, that's what this is for. So other than that, I also just have a lot of fun speaking to the camera whenever it's just me by myself and just kind of seeing how things are, right? So, well, let's continue on. What are some things that you guys have been up to? Lately, I've been playing a lot of Resident Evil 2, the remake, the one that came out last year in 2019. I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. It's really cool. I'm playing through Claire's campaign. I don't know if I'm gonna do all of it just because it's taking up a lot of memory on my laptop, and my laptop doesn't have a lot of memory to begin with. It has like 60 gigs for some reason. It's a Nitro 5 for all my computer heads out there, but yeah, I don't know, like, it didn't come with more storage, and it's taking up a lot of storage, and I kind of need a memory for photos and videos, so I gotta do something about that, but I don't know, we'll see. But actually, the funny part about me playing Resident Evil 2 is that because it's not an old laptop, but it's not one of the newer ones, and it's not desktop to where it's powerful and it can run at like max settings. It can't even run at neutral settings without overheating. I literally had to make it look like pure tapioca in order for me to be able to play it. But it's still playable. I've never played the game, and I'm actually still having a lot of fun with it. Onto a certain segment that I've actually wanted to do with this series is this. So I want to do something with you guys throughout the series. Something that I want to do with you guys is try to learn a new skill with you, play a game with you guys, or read a book, or just something like that, right? I'm actually going to have a poll up on my Twitter, so go on and head over to Twitter. I'm going to have a link there, and on my pinned tweet, I think I'm going to have a poll where you guys can actually vote what it is that you guys want me to do. So I guess I'll have one showing which game and such, and then in there it'll be the thread of where you guys can vote on what you want to do. So I don't know. I'll organize that whole thing when it gets to it. But in terms of books, I actually have a bunch of books here that I've been wanting to read, and so what better way than to read with you guys? Obviously, going out to the library or getting a physical copy right now wouldn't be ideal, so getting an ebook would be the best thing. Or you can go with this week's sponsor, Audible, which they're actually not sponsoring this because no shit, they're not sponsoring this. I only have like 20 something subscribers total, so yeah. Anyways, so I guess the first book on it is Gillian Flynn's Dark Places. I know absolutely nothing about this, but I have heard of Gillian Flynn's writing style. She's the one that wrote Gone Girl, for those of you that don't know, and I've actually read her other book, Sharp Objects. I actually blew through that one pretty quickly because that one was really good. I really liked it. I heard there was like a TV series that came out of it. I haven't watched it, but I don't think I'm going to. I don't like live action shows, if that makes sense. I don't know, I'm an anime type of guy, so I mean, that's the thing we can do. We can watch an anime together, right? But anyways, on the back, the synopsis says, Libby Day was 7 when her mother and 2 sisters were murdered in the Satan sacrifice of Kinnicky, Kansas. Yeah, this sounds like a Gillian Flynn novel. After reading that, I'm kind of not excited for it anymore. I don't know, I've heard it's an amazing book, but onto something I also really like to do is I love music and I love science. So What do you do when you have a book that combines the two? Well, you get Stephen Alexander's The Jazz of Physics. I got this book so long ago and I'm so disappointed that I haven't like finished it. I read part way through it and then I eventually dropped it, but I'd be like wanting to go back into it. I think it's because the beginning is a bit hard to like crunch through because it talks about the guy's like background of how he got into both subjects and rather than the explanation of merging the two. But I don't know, it did have some really cool information in it. Getting to read this with other people would be really cool. So moving on. This is a book that I've actually already read, but I kind of want to reread it, which is why it's on the list because it's really good. As I was saying, I'm a huge fan of science, so Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist. God, that just rolls off the tongue. Have you tried saying it? So he basically talks about astrophysics in a very quick manner. He goes into he's like, for example, the beginning of the book starts off with the Big Bang and how the universe is ever expanding. He touches upon quarks and dark matter and all this other stuff. And then he talks about like us on Earth. And I think my favorite part of the book is at the very end where he gives a new perspective on life, the cosmic perspective. He kind of talks about it a little bit and how when you pay attention to the universe, you realize that a lot of the things here on Earth don't really matter. The things that we argue about and things that kind of go on, and you realize that people kill each other for the most pointless of reasons and such, and I don't know, just kind of none of it really matters, but that's why it's important to live, because it doesn't matter. I'm grossly understating what it is that he actually says, but it's an amazing book. I highly recommend it, so I'm kind of hoping you guys choose this one or The Jazz of Physics, but I guess on to the next book there, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. Another book that I didn't finish reading because as I was reading it, I was getting frustrated. The reason being, he talks about how there's always excuses that you create to make art. It's always like, it's a play on the whole word of like Sun Tzu's The Art of War, you know what I mean? Yeah, genius, explain it, Brian. Anyway, he calls this feeling the resistance. And what the resistance is that inner feeling within you to stop you from creating. It's to stop you from like doing whatever your art form is. So if you're an artist and enjoy painting, drawing, or anything, if you're a photographer, taking photos, videographers, and making videos, that there's always some form of resistance, whether inner or outer. So he talks about like laziness and avoidance and procrastination and what these really are and where they stem from and stuff like that. So it's more of a self-help type book, which is something I also enjoy reading. So those are the books that kind of are on the list, and we'll just go through them. We can give each other like a month, maybe a couple of weeks, depending on the size of the book. It could be like a little book club type thing, right? But I mean, it doesn't need to be either. It could just be something, I don't know. We could just read it, talk about it, go make a Discord server, Reddit or something, I don't know. Just kind of talk about it a little bit, so that'd be nice, wouldn't it? I've just been trying to do things throughout this quarantine and trying to make it a little bit easier to pass through, just because none of us can go outside and I'm bored but not bored at the same time. I had a tweet the other day where I said I don't know how people are bored during this quarantine, because there's just so much to do. There's just a lot that you can be doing during this quarantine. I guess this is the pilot episode, so I guess we'll see where we go from here. Tune in next time where I talk about my YouTube addiction and other things that, I don't know, stuff that you just tell people on the internet because no reason and you just do it, so. Join me and let me know down in the comments what are some things that you guys want to talk about, what are some things that you guys are doing through quarantine, what are some books that you like, what are some games that you enjoy. Just literally put anything down into the comments, and just so that we can have some sort of discussion. But yeah, I do have a Discord server already set up if anybody wants to join that, just so we can kind of chat through there as well, and just let me know how things go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, why not subscribe, leave a like, comment something down below, check out my other videos. I do have a few more short documentaries that I do want to make as well. For those of you that don't know, Matty Hot Budget is having a little short film festival over on his YouTube channel with an actual like prize winning that you can like win money. So I'm actually going to enter that in some ways. So next week's video will be that video actually. So I need to create, think, and see what I'm gonna do with that. I don't know, maybe the week after it'll be an episode 2 of Corn Talks, or I do have other short films of my own that I want to make. For example, if you see these bags in my eyes, it's because I have severe sleep apnea and there hasn't been any effective treatment for it at all. Somewhat. I don't know. That's what the short documentary is for. So I'll be making that, and I just have other things that I want to make as well too. So this is just kind of a little short little thing that we can do every now and then, but till then, head to my Twitter. Let me know what it is that you guys want to do as well. And I hope you have a good one. So, till next time.